Thank you all for joining our State Street Waterfront wrap meeting. I am Kai from SB Act, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Landon will be joining us in just a moment. So the first thing we wanted to announce that the Longest Night Memorial will be happening on Thursday, December 21st. So a week from today at 5:15 at the Santa Barbara County Courthouse. And, oh, is someone responding to something? So that will be, you can RSVP on our website. Also, the point in time count is going to be on January 24th. You can start signing up now using the QR code, or you can also use the link there under, right above sign up now. So please spread the word and let people know, or sign up yourself. And once Landon is ready here, I think he can probably take it away for the next piece once he's all set up.
I'm all good.
All right, perfect.
Thanks, Kai.
No problem.
Hey, everyone. So we just wanted to put the calendar in front of you. Some of you, I know we were all in the same meeting, so you just saw almost the same calendar, but uh, these are the dates. So our next State Street meeting will be on the 11th, which will be before the point in time count. But yeah, we hope to see you next Thursday at the Longest Night. I think is that the last slide, Kai?
Then we just have, this new business slide. This is the last slide, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you can go ahead and stop sharing.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and go to service providers for check-ins. So can we start with CityNet? I don't know, Christina, if you're able to give a quick update.
Hi, Landon. I was having issues with my sound for a little bit, but did you just say to provide a quick update?
Yeah, if you're able, for the State Street Waterfront neighborhood.
Yes, of course. Hello, everybody. I'm Christina with CityNet. We've been doing a lot of outreach along the waterfront and on the east side specifically. Evening and weekend team has been focusing a lot on downtown area. I've also been covering Delegate Plaza quite frequently since I have a client there who's really vulnerable. We I'm actually going to be going on vacation from tomorrow to through the 27th. So I'm working on delegating all the things that need to be completed before I leave. But we have two clients with possible housing opportunities. So working on getting those two done. And we have a relocation from the east side happening next Tuesday as well. So a lot of cool things in the works and just working on getting everything done before I head out.
Thanks, Christina. Glad you get to enjoy some time off. Let's go to Odin.
Hello, everyone. This is Odin, the Path Outreach Specialist. Since last we met, Path Outreach has conducted a tabling event over at SBCC just to focus on some of the individuals over there. Some of the college students or people within 18 to 24 years old, trying to get them connected with services over at the YMCA's new navigation center, and just connect them with resources for people struggling with homelessness or in danger of homelessness over there. We got two clients from the waterfront into the Rescue Mission's transitional living shelter, one of which with the help of CityNet. And just as Christina said, we're working on getting one client on the east side reunited with family at home in Utah sometime before the holidays. So fingers crossed. We have a Christmas miracle. But yeah, that's pretty much the big updates for Path.
That's great. Thanks, Odin. Anything from Good Samaritan? I don't see anybody on the call. So we can go to Joao then from the city of Santa Barbara. I think you remuted yourself there, Joao. Oh, the mic isn't working. All right, no worries. If you have anything you want to share, feel free to punch it into the chat window. Otherwise, we can keep going. No new updates. Great. We have a small group today. Is there anything that anyone particularly wanted to raise for the State Street waterfront area? I know we just did a walk there a couple weekends ago over on the west waterfront area, but love to hear any other thoughts.
Hey, Landon, I don't know if I've missed it previously, but is it possible to get a debrief on the waterfront walk?
Yeah, we can do that. Let me go to Liz Rodriguez first, and then we can circle back to it.
Actually, it might be addressed during the summary, so I'll let you do that, and then if it's missed, I'll speak up.
Cool. Thanks, Liz. So we had two groups. The outreach group went over into Pershing Park, and they were able to talk to some people, but it was a slightly smaller crowd than there would usually be in Pershing on a Wednesday because that was also a night that the warming center was open. It was one of the rainy nights. And then the rest of us walked to some of the hotels, and Liz Rodriguez led the charge. So we started in the hotel right there on the corner of Cabrillo and Castillo. And forgive me, Liz, I don't remember the names of any of the hotels we went into, but we talked to their staff, and a couple of them mentioned issues with people coming in the mornings for the continental breakfast. And then they would be kind of they would take advantage of the continental breakfast being out and then just hang out or linger after that. A couple they named individuals that they have seen who are just sleeping, so they said that they just weren't sure what to do with those individuals. But then a couple of other things like people using power outlets from like the Christmas lights that were outside of one of the motels or one of the hotels. And then someone smashing the Christmas lights at one point. So a couple different mental health or behavioral health concerns. Liz, what else am I forgetting?
Well, the businesses were the Castillo Inn, Beachside Inn. Castillo Inn is right across the street from Pershing Park. Beachside Inn is on the corner of Castillo and Cabrillo. We stopped in Hotel Milo, the Italian restaurant. And did we go anywhere else? I think that's pretty much all we were able to visit. We did walk around the block and went to some of the, at least one of the hotels along, I want to say maybe Mason. It was the
Mhm.
Franciscan Inn, and they said they rarely have issues with the unhoused, so it's basically off their path. So that's good to know that they're staying on the Montecito, Castillo, Cabrillo path. But something to note as well is that some of the incidences that are occurring when CityNet is not on call. So so we have those gap hours early morning, and then what was it in the evening? Was it like after 6 or something in the evening? I just
Yeah.
remember it being like right when CityNet was not available. So I know we were pretty fortunate to get increased hours with CityNet. So I'm wondering if there's a possibility to fill in that gap somehow.
Let's explore that a little bit more in terms of, yeah, what that gap entails. I'm sure CityNet loves to hear that, we need them more.
Or
Uh,
or something that we can call what we were noticing, not just on this walk, but in other email communications, is that folks are really trying to avoid calling the police. Not because they're not getting appropriate response, but because they're trying to be restorative and get folks into programs and services as opposed to being cited or arrested. And so I think what we might be missing is a central number as opposed to that card with the resources, but a central number for someone to call and say, there's an issue here. And then somehow that could get addressed, whether it's filtered through the PD or my wish would that there would be almost like a co-response team, but specific for the unhoused, where services and programs are linked. And instead of I think right now what's happening is we might leave a message or we'll call that line, and we're expected to give details like where do they stay, who are they, and as businesses, we don't know. We just know that we see them often, but we don't know anything about them.
Okay, so you're talking about the rapid response line that the weekend
Yeah.
team uses? Okay.
Mhm.
And we did the hoteliers that we talked to, we gave them the business card with the links and the SB Connect information as well. But
Yeah, I'm wondering, Charlie, would it be possible to do a quick, like just a little 3-minute, 2-minute recording of why it's important for businesses to call the police and say, I want to file a report? Because if that report then leads to follow-up, that's the key. But a lot of folks really are hesitant to file a report. One, they think it might take a long time, and two, they kind of like don't want to get somebody in trouble.
Yeah, are you talking about like some sort of pre-recorded video to describe the value in that, or just a
Yeah,
conversation?
and then that way we can send it out to folks who don't make it to these calls, or I think if they heard it from you in uniform as opposed to me, they might, it just might hit home.
Yeah, we could definitely consider something like that. I'd like to like be nice to sit down. Maybe you and I could sit down, or the group collectively, to figure out like what the ultimate goal would be with that video. You know, are we looking for more reporting for data's sake, or to address issues proactively, like after the fact that might not have been addressed in the moment with enforcement? Like, what's the ultimate goal? But absolutely, yeah, I think you're totally right. A lot of people don't want to waste our time, which you're not. That's our job. Or there is perhaps a delay that might occur with a response that someone doesn't want to accommodate in their schedule. So there's a variety of reasons why someone might not report, but you're absolutely right. The reporting is really important for us to know. For example, on this waterfront walk, we heard a lot about early morning weekend food being taken from continental breakfasts and different stuff like that. We were unaware of that. So we briefed our officers on that and to just try to have a more visible presence on the waterfront in the morning hours to prevent that. But that's stuff that sounds like it's been going on a lot. We just don't know about it because it's not being reported. So yeah, I do agree, Lizzie. There's definitely a benefit to reporting, and maybe we can collaborate on some sort of messaging that the PD can be lead on for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I just wanted to touch on Officer Katsapis' point is that obviously our evening and weekend team, is available from 11:30 to 10 p.m. But I understand, Lizzie, that there's those gaps where people need immediate assistance, and if we're not available, then I definitely encourage people to call the co-response team if that's an option, or non-emergency if you don't feel like somebody's like in direct threat to either themselves or someone else. So I highly encourage doing those wellness checks on people who are maybe just screaming in front of a business, and saying that's not available to go check it out. Those are always helpful. At least my team during the week from Monday through Thursday, we take note every time we have to call non-emergency, because for us, it's an additional resource that is available to us when outreach workers are not able to go out there in the moment. But I definitely hear you on those gaps, and we would love to be here 24 hours. Trust me, there's a lot to get done. But I would happily be able to, or I'm happily available to brainstorm some additional ideas on how to get full coverage. Oh, and another note that you mentioned, Lizzie, which I thought was a good point. Yeah, definitely if somebody leaves a voicemail on that on-call number, obviously I know that some businesses don't see the same people regularly, but if anything, just a brief description is always helpful, since there's mostly the same regular people that we interact with on State Street. But it'd be useful to even just say like the time that you saw them, or if you've seen them before. That's always really helpful. Just to get an idea if it's somebody passing by, or if it's somebody who comes by pretty frequently, like that officer, because that was mentioned.
And Saul was with us that day, and he was really good at telling that to the business owners as well. Of like, even if there's not an issue at all with the individual, just please still report it so that we know where to talk to them. Anything else you want to discuss today? right. Well,
Oh, real quick,
go ahead, Liz.
since we have, I think, the holidays coming up, it'd be helpful to know what staff is going to be on. I know Christina just said she's
Thank
out on
you. That's a good call.
vacation. I think Christmas Day, I think Al mentioned to me that CityNet staff will be off, which makes sense. But yeah, if there's any other things like that across the board from other service providers, that'd be good to know. I guess I'll start with the city. We do have our holiday closure from I guess it starts the 22nd because it's our Flex Friday through returning January 2nd. So all administrative offices will be closed during that period. I personally will be gone starting the 22nd and returning on January 8th. So if there's an emergency, you can reach me by phone, by text. But other than that, the city closure from the 22nd through January 2nd.
Thanks, Liz. So for CityNet, is it just Christmas Day?
Yes. Other than Christmas Day, we'll be here every single day. I'll be back on the 28th. So yeah, that's just for me personally. And as of right now, I believe we even have staff working on Sunday of New Year's Eve. So we'll be here every day except Christmas.
Thank you. And then Odin, how about you, or Path in general?
Sure. So Path Facility will be manned the entire time, but Path Outreach will be out of office from the 22nd up until the 3rd of next year. Yeah, the hotline will still be open, but can't guarantee an outreach response.
And then Joao, I saw you put contact info in the chat. What's I guess the city closure dates that Liz mentioned, that's the same for code compliance, I assume then. All right.
Joao said his mic wasn't working, so.
I believe it does. I think the only exception is police and fire and like
Okay.
other critical infrastructure.
Okay.
Police, fire, and hotels stay open.
Yeah.
Also, downtown parking, except for Christmas Day and New Year's Day, is operating normally. So that usually includes ambassadors. We'll probably be a little thinner than we normally are. But yeah, we'll be around.
Cool. Thanks, Sarah. All right. Anything else before we close the meeting for our community members? All right. Happy holidays, Liz.
Bye, Liz.
Thanks, you too. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Kai, don't end the meeting. We're going to keep it open to talk with service providers. Didn't want the meeting to stop. But you can stop the recording.